There's something strange that happens around the holidays. Everyone seems to slip into character. The office loudmouth becomes the life of the party. The family pessimist suddenly plays the grateful parent. And you, the one who usually feels too much, thinks too deeply, sees too clearly, you find yourself watching the performance like an outsider who forgot their script. And even if you do have your script, you hate it with all your heart. You smile when you're supposed to, you say the right things, but somewhere inside, you're thinking, why does this all feel so fake? You can't fully join in, and you start wondering if you're missing something that everyone else has. Some secret gene that lets people enjoy what feels performative to you. Oh my God, that secret gene. I spent most of my life wondering what they have and I don't. But here's the truth. If you feel out of place this holiday season, that might actually be a sign you're doing life right. The holidays are supposed to be about connection, but for a lot of deep, introspective people, they highlight just how disconnected most interactions actually are. There's the forced cheer, the small talk, the how have you been, that no one really wants answered. You look around and realize most of what's happening here is performance. Everyone's just trying to hold the illusion together. You can feel it, the unspoken tension, the undercurrent of exhaustion. It's not that people are bad, they're just tired. They're clinging to whatever helps them feel normal. But you are never built for normal. You were built for truth. That's why these moments feel so foreign. You can't shrink yourself into the version that fits in here. You can play along for a while, but it drains you. You leave wondering why something so cheerful feels so heavy. The truth is, belonging at all costs isn't belonging. It's disappearing. And deep down, you know that. Feeling out of place doesn't mean there's something wrong with you or with the place. It means you're aware, while most people are not. You see beneath the surface, and what you see doesn't always line up with what people pretend is real. You can sense when a happy family dinner is full of unspoken resentment. You can feel when laughter is covering loneliness. You notice when people talk more about what they bought than what they feel. Most people can't handle that kind of awareness, so they call you too sensitive or too negative. But you're not negative, you're honest. You just refuse to pretend that shallow feels satisfying. Maybe it feels satisfying to other people, the ones with the shallow gene or whatever it is they have, but it doesn't feel satisfying to you. There's a cost to that awareness, though. It means you often find yourself standing on the outside, looking in. Not because you're excluded, but because you simply don't belong in a place that demands you leave your depth at the door. It's lonely to live unnumbed in a world that thrives on autopilot. You look around and see people content with surfaces, routines, traditions, distractions, while you keep craving meaning and intensity and honesty. You're not lonely because you're unlovable. You're lonely because you refuse to numb yourself enough to enjoy things that don't feel real. You're aligned with truth, and truth rarely attracts a crowd. It's for a good reason, too. Truth is uncomfortable, and people love their comfort zones. We all do. It's just that for some of us, our comfort zone is not in lying to ourselves that everything is fine. If this part hit, if you're the one sitting in a room full of people and still feeling like you don't belong, I wrote something for you. It's called A Guide for Those Who Won't Fit In. It's free, and it's for people like us, the ones who feel too deeply to fake it, especially this time of year. You can grab it below. It's a small reminder that you're not broken for wanting something real. So when you sit at the table and feel disconnected, just remember this. You're not on the wrong path. You're just surrounded by people walking a different one. You're conditioned to think that comfort equals success, that if we feel out of place, we must be doing something wrong. But maybe the opposite is true. Maybe you're supposed to feel out of place when the room rewards conformity. Maybe discomfort is proof that you haven't abandoned yourself. It takes courage to sit in a space that doesn't feel right and still stay true to who you are. It takes even more courage to quietly walk away from it without making yourself the villain. You don't owe anyone your participation in their version of belonging. You owe yourself peace, and peace often requires distance. Doing life right doesn't mean you're always happy. Nobody's always happy, no matter how right they might be doing anything. It means you're choosing authenticity over approval, even when it costs you company. It means you're not chasing the feeling of belonging anywhere because you're learning to belong to yourself. It's the quiet dignity of saying, I'd rather be real and alone than fake and surrounded. It can be sad, but only if you're looking at it from a defeatist perspective. In reality, that's what real growth looks like, because belonging isn't about being liked, it's about being known. And the people who will truly know you, knowing you meaning see you, meet you, match you, they won't need to dim anything to fit in. They'll breathe easier because of your light, not in spite of it. Maybe this year, you're not going home for the holidays. How about that? That's all right. You've got that right. Maybe you've stopped trying to force relationships that feel one-sided. Maybe you're spending Christmas or New Year's alone, and it stings. It's okay. Let it sting. Just don't confuse solitude with failure. Sometimes it's just self-respect in disguise. Maybe you're not celebrating this season the way others are because you're building a life that doesn't need pretending. And that might look lonely from the outside, but it's the beginning of peace. You're not missing out, you're opting out of noise, performance, out of fakeness. You're making space for what's real to finally find you. Being the outsider hurts. I know it does. But it also frees you from trying to earn approval and chasing belonging. Now we can start building authenticity and creating meaning. You realize that not fitting is feedback. It's life telling you, you were never meant to stay here. You were meant to go deeper or change places. And eventually, that depth leads you to the people who feel the same. The ones who've been searching for someone like you too. You just haven't met them yet because they're still out there refusing to fake it same as you. Or maybe they're hiding somewhere because they're refusing to fake it on the outside. Outsiders find each other later, when the noise fades and when truth becomes the only thing left standing. So this December, maybe you stop trying to fix the feeling of being out of place and stop searching for home in rooms that were never built for you. Let the quiet be enough for once. Light a candle. Make yourself something warm. Breathe. Don't perform joy. There's no need. Let peace happen in small and honest moments. Remember that your value isn't measured by how many people invite you or how loud you can laugh in a crowd. Your value is in how deeply you can feel, how fiercely you stay kind, how bravely you stay awake in a world that constantly asks you to sleepwalk. If you feel out of place this holiday, that's not a sign you're failing at life. It's a sign you're living it consciously. You've stopped fitting into things that don't fit your soul. Stopped faking small talk and pretending to be fine. You've started being real, and real rarely blends in. But real is where the light leaks in. It's where you heal and finally meet the people who've been searching for you too. So now there's nothing wrong with you if you feel out of place this holiday, or all holidays throughout your entire life. You're just refusing to numb out in a world that runs on autopilot. And that might just mean you're doing life right. At least right for you. Thank you for being here with me today. If you felt at home listening to these words, I'm building a community for people like us, the ones who don't usually fit in. Subscribe, and I hope to see you next time too.